details before you go to bed. Folks, rumor has it we're about to unlock the vault with our very own special Mike Mezack and the amazing Tamara Hooks.
Well, that's right. The vault is officially unlocked for the next hour, and we're glad that you're shopping right along with us. I'm Tamara Hooks, and of course, you know numismatist Mike Mezack. He's going to be joining us this entire hour, and we have a lot of brand new for you in this hour, some things that we haven't featured before. So this is going to be a treat for you. So, Mike, we're ready to go?
Well, yeah, we are. This is a very cool coin, and when they say random year and mint, that's not actually true, as is often the case. It's a very specific year, either 1951 or 1952. Okay. Because those are the only 2 years they were made. This is a silver commemorative $50 made by the United States to commemorate George Washington Carver, a famous black American who made incredible contributions to American agriculture, particularly for Southern crops, sweet potatoes and cotton and so on. But those things are very well documented. I'm reading this as a numismatic standpoint, from a different perspective. I've never sold this coin before here on HSN, because I've never had enough. I can always find 10 or 15 or 20, but you know, that's not enough for us to sell here. Yeah. And here's why. It's the only coin ever made by the United States with a full map of the United States that actually says USA right on the coin. Yeah. There's no other coin made by the United States government that's got the full United States map that you see right there, and then the actual words USA with the map and USA on the coin. No other coin of all of the different coin types, the thousands and thousands of different coins that the United States government has made over the years, one only actually has USA and the United States map that you see right there. And of course, this is done in solid silver. Wow. It's an original coin, 1951, 1952. They made them over 2 years. The United States has got a long history, a very long history of commemorative $50. Starting in 1892 with the Columbian Exposition dollar, and then they went well on up into the 50s and then kind of stopped. Then we started doing commemorative dollars again, and that was 1982. But this is the original coin, and as you can see, it's original uncirculated condition as well. So that's what you've got right there. So it's an original uncirculated solid silver George Washington Carver commemorative $50, with the reverse, of course, being totally and completely unique in the history of United States numismatics. Like I said, the only one where you can see the entire map of the United States broken out by state. If you look at it, all the state outlines are in there. Yeah. That is absolutely unique in American coinage. And then with the USA right across the map as you see it right there. So a very unique thing. How unique? Once again, I've been here for the better part of 2 decades now. This is the very first time that I have had enough of these coins to actually sell on the air. And like I said, particularly when you see them in original, brilliant, uncirculated condition that you have right here. We have no primetime show tonight, so we were able to do this. This is, of course, the only airing today of this incredible coin. Look at that spectacular coin. You also have, it's not only George Washington Carver, but right behind there is Booker T. Washington as well. So very poignant from a historic and commemorative aspect from there, from 1951, 1952. But then, of course, the reverse with the only United States coin that actually has a map of the United States on the coin itself, and then the incredible USA emblazoned right across that. Just does not, we've just never done that before nor since. That's right. And like I said, all in incredible, original, brilliant, uncirculated. This coin is 65 years old.
And we don't even typically see many coins with multiple people on the coin.
Right, correct.
There's only, you know, I can just think of maybe a couple here and there. But you're looking at this one, and brand new, first time that we've seen this on. You're the first to be able to get it. And I'm glad that Mike was, you know, just letting us know the fact that in the past, we haven't been able to bring this because we just flat out didn't have enough. And the funny thing about this is, I don't even know if what we have is enough.
Right, precisely. Because, I mean, it's very, very, very busy, as you would expect, on something like this, of this magnitude. You know, like I said, with this commemorative aspect of it, the fact that it's 60 years old, it's original, it's brilliant uncirculated, it's got the map of the United States, it's got USA on the coin itself, all of that spectacularly original and unique. It's a literal one-of-a-kind United States government
We
issue
do have
coin.
to move off of that one, but you can continue ordering, and I wanted to share this with you as well. This is the 2016 Proof and Uncirculated 30th Anniversary Silver Eagle set. So we've got this coming up, and we're just sharing this with you as well a little bit early, because I see that a lot of you are really in the vault spirit tonight, because I will tell you, our phone lines are already busy. Okay,
yeah.
We've got more for you, more brand new. This is the Ronald Reagan type set and bronze medal.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this kind of down here.
All right.
Okay, we'll get to that. I'm going to put the coins up here.
Okay.
The United States government, one of the things that we have done is we had in the United States Presidential Dollar Series, we had the very first time that we had a Ronald Reagan coin. And that was for the 2016 Presidential Dollar Series from last year.
Okay.
I have here the entire set.
Wow.
I have Philadelphia Mint uncirculated, Denver Mint uncirculated, S-minted proof, and the reverse proof that only came out of the Coin and Chronicle set. So the United States government, in its history, has made 4 Ronald Reagan coins. You're getting all of them. There's no plans to make another one in our lifetimes. Okay? There's just this is quite likely it.
Okay.
So for one of America's most popular presidents, for one of America's most iconic presidents, I think the easiest thing for me to do is kind of pull it this way a little bit, and then we can have this off to the side. And it comes in that presentation box. Understand, the price on this, I think, is the amazing part. Because the only place you can get the reverse proof coin, which is by far and away the rarest coin in the bunch. As a matter of fact, this is one of the rarest coins made by the United States government, period, in about the last 50 years. Only came in the Coin and Chronicle set. The Coin and Chronicle set cost from the United States government to get this unique coin was $74.95. To get this coin, you had to buy a proof set. The proof set is $44.95. To be able to get these, you had to get the Ronald Reagan P and D set, which was $14.95. So if you were to buy kind of all the component pieces to try to put this together, you would spend well in excess of $150 or so dollars. I very want to be able to show you retail comparisons and all. I don't have anybody that I've found that offers the complete set. Okay. The other thing that we can do is the medallion comes in that Coin and Chronicle set as well. So that's why I included that. And that's, of course, President Reagan and Nancy Reagan, First Lady Nancy, that you're going to have right there. And this is the act that Congress created this in the year 2000. So Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, San Francisco Mint, and then the reverse proof coin, that's the rarest of the bunch, a complete collection of every Ronald Reagan official United States government coin that's ever been made.
That's it, and you're looking right at it for the very first time. And just as Mike was letting us know, if you were going to try to build this same collection, you'd have to hunt around and find the pieces, and you would be spending a lot more money. That's just how it is. What we have for you today, we've got it at a phenomenal price, because as he was mentioning, just to get these 2 coins alone, you're well over $120 at that point.
Yeah, you're $44.95. Well, that's plus shipping, so you're $50 and $80. Yes. So that's $130 to buy the 2 sets to get these 2 coins. Well, these 3, because the medallion comes with this one right here. So that's $130. So for us to do that, and so the only way we can do that is we had uses for the other coins. Okay. But this is actually the only coin that was in that set, really, the big coin. This coin, there were other presidents in that set and other proof coins, which we had other uses for. Okay? But the key is look, if you're a President Reagan fan, this is it. Now, Tamara, you can show them there. This is the box that it comes in.
Can you see this?
So we've put them all, they're all in their own individual airtight holders so that you can take these out quite easily. And then they're put right into the box. Beautiful presentation, $84.95. And then there was a box, there's a little out of that Coin and Chronicle set, there was a little a booklet here with a history, as you can see, United States Mint booklet, about everything about President Reagan.
Oh,
and that comes included as well.
That's great.
So here's
history.
all the history and everything with President Reagan, all included, all put into this. And so as you can see from the 2016 Coin and Chronicle set, and I have to explain to you, the reverse proof is a big deal. It's not just they didn't do that with every presidential dollar. As a matter of fact, there were only 5 presidential dollars that even had a reverse proof component to it. Okay? President Reagan's being the last one. There are only 10 reverse proof coins ever made by the United States government. This is one of the rarest of those as well.
Wow.
So exceptionally desirable, exceptionally rare. Nobody else that I know of has been able to put together the set in any way, shape, or form. And so that I find to be very, very, very exciting when it comes to that.
I think so. Very collectible. And I know that we're moving on and we're moving a little bit quick, but we've got a lot of brand new and some great things to share with you. This is coming up. This is the 2016 Proof State 70 satin finish silver eagle dollar coin, and it does come along with the wooden presentation box that you see right there. That one is a huge customer pick, as you can imagine, on hsn.com. We're sharing that with you a little bit early because a lot of you have been waiting for this show, knowing it's the only coin show of the entire day.
Right.
Usually we have one right now, late at night, and then we have one later on in the evening. Not going to be the case today. This is your one and only chance for the day. Take a look here. Oh, this is the 30th anniversary set.
It is indeed.
Yes, that we gave you a sneak peek of a few minutes ago.
We had a show last week. We had this. It was incredible. We sold about half the available quantity. And you have to understand, we're going to spend a little bit of time here.
Okay.
These coins kind of fell through the cracks last year. Because of that, and like I said, we anticipated that in a big way. Look, I've been doing this a long time. I understand when things like this happen. We stockpiled a tremendous quantity of these coins. As best I can tell, I've purchased and been responsible to sell somewhere around 10 to 15% of the entire mintage of a satin finish coin.
Wow.
Okay, because they made so few and we knew it would be so good.
Yeah.
So here's what happened. There are 2 American Silver Eagles there. Both of them basically $99 a piece.
Okay.
Last year's proof and last year's satin finish American Silver Eagle. The United States government only made 3 Silver Eagles last year. They made the regular mint state coin, and then they made the proof coin, and they made the satin finish coin. So that was interesting because, you know, they've done that. The United States government has always honored the anniversary of the American Silver Eagle with special coins. They did a 10th anniversary set, a 20th anniversary set, a 25th anniversary set, and now the 30th anniversary. For the 10th, the 20th, and the 25th, they made special, like, there was some 2-coin sets, some 5-coin sets, a 3-coin set that were all put in there. None of them actually said 10th anniversary, 20th anniversary, 25th anniversary on the coin. They just did special sets that had a couple special finishes in it. Now, here's the interesting part about that. The 10th anniversary set, they just took a proof Silver Eagle and put a mint mark on it for the first time, a West Point mint mark. That coin, in this condition, is worth 10 grand. Okay? Something like that.
10 grand.
Yeah, 10 grand. The 20th anniversary set, which what they did was a reverse proof coin. And reverse proof means instead of this being shiny and this being matte finished, this is matte finished and this is shiny. It was exclusive to the 20th anniversary set. That coin sells for, we sell here for about $1,000 in certified condition.
Okay.
Okay? By the way, this coin right here is rarer than that 20th anniversary coin.
Wow.
Then the 25th anniversary coin, which was once again just another reverse proof, okay, just another reverse proof. That coin today, we sell that coin for about $1,200 or $1,300 certified. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
And then you have the 30th anniversary. The only one of those coins from 2016 that actually says 10th, 20th, or 30th anniversary on the coin because it's edge lettered. You're looking at the only 2 edge-lettered American Silver Eagles that have ever been made in any way, shape, or form. So not only are they 30th anniversary, but they're 30th anniversary edge-lettered, and they're the only edge-lettered Eagles. Now, the interesting part about this, in terms of rarity, collectability, desirability, so on and so forth, That 20th anniversary coin that's like $1,000, this coin is actually substantially rarer. Okay.
Okay.
This, even though the proof coin is, of course, going to be one of the most desirable proof coins ever made by the United States government, because it's the only one that is edge lettered, the only one that has 30th anniversary, it's the rarest American silver eagle of the last 20 years, 15, 20 years. Okay. It's one of the top 5 rarest American silver eagles. They traditionally make 1 million, 1.5 million American silver eagles, only about 500,000, because it was produced, and here's the key to both of these. They're both American, and remember, so basically $100 a piece, not 1,000 or 10,000, because that's what you're looking at for the other anniversary eagles.
Okay.
And the reason is they released it late in the year. So what happens when they release it, like the proof coin for the 2017 is coming out in like 2 weeks. Oh, okay. So, I mean, that's normal. You know, March.
Okay.
March, April, and this will come out about April, maybe May at the latest. Okay. So you have 6 or 8 or 9 months or whatever it is to, in the past, they've released this coin as early as January the 1st. That's what they did in 2015. They released it January the 1st. Okay. So you have all year to buy it, and so that's why the mintages are what they are, because they only make these to order. In other words, when people order them, they in essence make them. Is the only determination of whether or not they get made. Well, because this coin was released in October and this coin basically in December.
Oh my goodness.
People had other things to do.
Yeah.
You know, it was the holiday, so people were doing holiday shopping. They were doing lots of different things. They weren't paying attention to coins, and the people who do pay attention to coins were getting ready for the 2017 coins, because the brand new year is a big deal in coins and silver eagles and everything else. And so because of that, so the United States government, this is what's called a satin finish American silver eagle. It's a special proof edition American silver eagle. And not only was this one edge lettered, and the way you determine that is it has a mint mark on it as opposed to a regular mint state American eagle. Okay. This has got, so it's got the West Point mint mark, it's got the 30th anniversary edge lettering as well. Yeah. They've been making these for 10 years, so this is the 10th anniversary. It's the 11th, it's the 10th anniversary of the satin finish coin, which was debuted in the 20th anniversary set. This coin, of all of the satin finish eagles, which are the rarest eagles put out by the government each year, of all of the satin finish eagles from 2006 to date put out by the U.S. government, this is the rarest. So not only is it the most unique and the most special because it's the only edge letter and the only 30th anniversary, it is the rarest of the bunch as well. So there is a 20th anniversary, a 25th anniversary of these, okay, not marked in any way, shape, or form. They just came in the set. I mean, there's no way to distinguish them from the regular issue ones. This one, it is distinguishable. It's got the 30th anniversary logo on the edge lettering. And of all of the satin finish eagles, which are the rarest coins put out by the United States government every year in the Silver Eagle series, this is the rarest of those. So very technically, the rarest of the rare.
The rarest of the rare. And you're getting both of them. And again, not for $1,000 each.
Right.
These
or
are
$10,000 each.
$10,000. These are, you know, $99 each, about $100 each. And you're getting the pair together. You're not buying them separately. You're not having to go out and hunt for them. You've got them right here. And we know when it comes to collectability, rarity is one of the keys of collectability. And you've got it, the rarest of the rare. So if you're looking to add these to your collection, and the fact that you're getting the duo today is enticing, I want to make sure that you go ahead and can get it. And all you have to do is call us, or you can go to hsn.com and order it. It's very simple. Either way you do, you will have these coming to you in about a week to 10 days or so. And you'll have this in your collection.
Right, and understand, so we bought literally of this. They made 168,000 of this coin. Now the regular mint state American silver eagle last year, I think they made 30 million. Okay, that's a normal thing. For the last 5 or 6 years, they made somewhere between 30 and 50 million of the regular American silver eagle, which certified we sell for $99. Yeah. Okay, they didn't make 30 million of these, okay? They didn't make 3 million of these. They didn't make 300,000 of these.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, of the 68,000 that they made in 2016, we bought about almost 20,000.
Okay.
Okay? So well over 10% of the entire mintage. And actually, it might even be a little bit higher. Now, second thing here, these are going very, very quickly. And so I have limited coins. So of the 20,000, I've got about 1,200 pairs left.
Okay.
Okay, we've sold literally,
yes.
We had this coin certified 70. Okay, certified 70 that we sold on our today's special day, okay, for 2017 because it finally came out.
Okay.
The edition was 2,640. We sold it in a single airing. All 2,640 coins. I have brought them out. I'm going to offer this to you a little later in the show.
Okay.
Certified 70, non-first day of issue. We have sold 6,000, okay? Understand, this is a hard coin to get.
Yeah.
It's a rare coin to get. You have the opportunity to get not only that coin, but the other coin. Now, once again, the proof coins, they traditionally make $1 million, $1.5 million, so this one's only about 500,000. They're both edge lettered, 30th anniversary. It's a huge deal. Now, here's the secondary part that's really, really cool, folks. The way they come to you. This is not the 30th anniversary box. Because the United States government did not do a 30th anniversary box. They just released the coins.
At the very
with the
last
edge
minute.
lettering, at the very last minute.
Yeah.
This was actually the box for the 25th anniversary set. Okay. And actually the 20th anniversary set as well. It is an absolutely stunning blue lacquer box. I mean, it's got these wonderful look, the wonderful kind of curve to it. And you open it up and it says, I'm gonna take this out, it's got this little pad in there so it doesn't scratch the coins. Okay. It says United States Mint. It's got this great little thing here that when you push that up, the magnets hold it in place. It so happens, because these are in their original government packaging, they fit right in here.
Perfect.
I had extra these boxes. We sell these boxes for $29.95. I'm going to include this is the HSN 30th Anniversary United States Mint set that you see right here at $199. Nobody else that I know of is selling it like this. It's absolutely spectacular. Isn't that beautiful? So beautiful. Take this out. Now you're down to 85 bucks a coin. Oh, okay? I mean, that is just spectacular. Right. It is just one of the most beautiful, and I'm going to go ahead and put that up there. Why wouldn't I? I mean, it's so stunning. And I'm going to go ahead and put this down here, and I use this. So, and here's the thing. There's one less good proof coin because I've broken it out here so that we can use the 30th anniversary edge lettering on that and show you that. So it is unique for the edge lettering, spectacularly unique for the edge lettering that you're going to see right there, where it says 30th anniversary. Okay, and then that's a one-year only deal. It's only happened one time. There are 2 edge-lettered Silver Eagles ever made in the history of the United States government. You get them both. Oh my you get the rarest satin finish eagle that the United States government has ever made, and that is this coin right here. You can easily see on the reverse the West Point mint marks that denote these are special issue coins. You get, like I said, the rarest satin finish. You get the rarest American proof eagle, certainly in the last decade or 15 years, and one of the rarest of all proof American silver eagles. My goodness. And you get the 30th anniversary American silver eagle, specifically designated on the coin for the very first time, anniversary. Okay, none of the 10th or 20th or 25th anniversary coins actually say it on the coin. It's just a coin type.
Yes, that's right.
And those coins, instead of being $85 a piece, you know, when we count in the packaging, are $1,000 or $10,000 a piece. Now, here's the interesting part, and one of the last points I'm going to make here. Okay. When I originally sold those coins, they were about $99. Okay. Okay? Yeah. When we originally got them from the original batch. And then we sold them for $99 and then $149 and $179 and $199 and $299 and $399 and so on and so forth. Well, this is my original batch. Okay. And people say, so then you're out. So when I sell the last 1,100 of these, it's not like I'm never going to sell this coin again. I'm going to be selling this coin 10 years from now. Right. Or 20 years from now, if I'm still doing this in 20 years. I'm getting old. If I'm still doing, because it's one of the great coins ever made by the United States government, period. Pure and simple. Same with this coin. It is a coin that will stand the test of time. That a coin that'll be here for years and years and years and years. And so we will sell them for all those years as well. Right. And so now is your time to get them at what I have still my original issue pricing.
That's right. And that's what makes this extra special. And you're right. You know, he's going to continue to sell them. And why would he not? When they're this special, when they're
Not at
this
$99.
rare. That's very true. And even the next time, you know, when you see them and they are a little bit more expensive you're going to say, I remember when. I remember when that came out. I remember when I missed, you know, I didn't get that in the very beginning. I remember when they were less than $100, and now the price starts to creep up. That's what happens with everything, particularly when something is this rare. And we know rarity, uniqueness, these are all of the hallmarks of collectability, and this will forever be a sought-after collectible.
Well,
forever.
And here's why. Because the 10th anniversary, the 20th anniversary, the 25th anniversary coins, we sell those to this day. So when I came up with these prices, it's not like, well, you know, we never. I mean, I took that 10th anniversary coin, certified, okay, an Annex certified 70, okay, proof 70. It's the single most expensive coin I've ever sold on HSN. $30,000, certified 70. So when I quoted the price at $10,000, I'm talking about not a certified 70. I'm talking about a coin just like this.
Oh my goodness.
Okay? I will continue to sell the 20th anniversary and the 20th anniversary when I can find them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
When I can find them. The key is these are two substantially rare, collectible, and desirable coins. The only anniversary eagles ever made by the United States government that are actually say anniversary on the coin. Mm-hmm. They made a 10th anniversary. All they did was put a mint mark on it.
Yeah.
That's 10 grand. Okay, this one they actually said the 20th anniversary coins. They didn't do any, I mean, they just made a reverse proof coin. They didn't say 20th anniversary. That's $1,000 certified. That one's certified.
Right.
Okay, the 25th anniversary certified, $1,300. It doesn't even say 25th anniversary. This coin actually says, it's the only one of the anniversary American Eagles that actually says so. And it's the only two American Silver Eagles of any kind that have ever been edge lettered.
That's right. And you're getting both of them.
Yeah. So
I know that our clock is gone. We're giving you just a little bit more time, but this is very, as you can imagine, right? As you can imagine that these would be. Mm-hmm. And so as you were listening to Mike and you're saying, you know, I really do need to go ahead and add these to my collection. Like I said, call us or go to hsn.com. It's very, very simple. Even if this is your very first time shopping with us, it's very simple to order. You order these today, you'll have them in about a week or so with the presentation box that Mike is throwing in for us. Stay with us. We've got a quick spotlight with Adam. We're going to come back for more.
HSN is your go-to place to shop, and hsn.com is the place to start. Miss something that already aired? No problem. It's right here. Looking for great deals? Look no further. Get our daily 10 faves. A quick scroll gives you our picks for the day. Want to watch anywhere? HSN streams live 24/7 on your laptop, tablet, or phone. Watch us anytime, anywhere. What are you waiting for? Join us at hsn.com right now.
Who knew a little piece of plastic could be so much fun? Now, when you apply for the HSN card, instantly get $25 off. It's all about you. Extra flex on the things you love. Now, when you use your HSN card, you get extra flex all day, every day on all jewelry, beauty, and fashion purchases. Plus, no interest VIP financing, VIP easy returns, exclusive offers, all with no annual fee. Apply now. Call 1-800-695-1418 or search HSN card at hsn.com. There's so many things to love about HSN, but one thing that makes shopping here fun is FlexPay. Get it home now without the stress of paying all at once. Why pay full purchase price today when you can pay over time? Buy what you want now, pay it off later with your credit or debit card. FlexPay. It's that easy. Exclusively at HSN.
Unfortunately, aging of the skin is inevitable, but I have good news. It's never too late to improve your skin. Nassif MD Skincare BioClock Dermaceuticals will revitalize your skin. I want you to take care of your skin.
Renowned surgeon and star of Ease Botched, Dr. Paul Nassif returns with his anti-aging skincare collection, only on HSN.
Well, you are in the HSN vault. You're watching Coin Collector, and I do see a lot of you are still on the phone for the 30th anniversary Silver Eagle dollars that we had just a moment ago. Definitely stay there, but we're moving on to another big set this morning. This is the first decade of the San Francisco Mint silver proof sets, 1992 to 2001, and you get the entire set. This is a spring price, and this is also an event price as well. So definitely take advantage of this. But there's a lot to share with you on this.
There's a lot to share with you on this. A very, very lot to share with you. I've got 47. I've less than 4 dozen.
Okay.
The United States government has made proof sets since 1936. They were technically made in silver from 1936 to 1964 because they made all dimes, quarters, and half dollars in silver. But then in 64, they stopped that. Well, for collectors only, they started making silver proof sets again, being the dimes, quarters, half dollars, were made in silver in 1992. And that's what I have here, where it says silver. So the dime, the quarter, and the half dollar is done in silver. Now, not only does that mean you get a whole bunch of silver quarters and dimes and half dollars in this, which is important, it's also because they're silver, the government charged so much more on these that these are extraordinarily collectible coins, particularly in the Kennedy half dollars. Okay. In the Kennedy half dollars, these are particularly the most desirable coins put out by the United States Mint for Kennedy half dollar collectors. Let me give you an idea. So we're $699 on our spring price here. So you're $69.95 a set. $69.95. What I want to do is I want to run through the prices of the half dollars.
Okay.
Very quickly.
Okay.
So the 1992, okay, is $48.50. If you can help me add up as I go here. Okay. The 1993 is $65. Okay.
Okay.
The 1994 is $65. The 1995 is $95.
All right.
The 1996 is $75. The 1997 is $95. The 1990, yeah, these are for real. The 1999 is $75, or the 1998 is 75. The 1999 is 85. The 2000 is 56, and the 2001 is 56.
Okay.
So
I think it's about the price of the entire set.
That was the point I was getting to. Okay, it's about the whole. It's about the price of the whole thing.
Right, carry the one.
Okay, so you're basically, if you're a Kennedy half dollar collector, you're in. Okay, you're buying these because these are the rarest Kennedy half dollars basically ever made by the United States Mint. So we already have one of these sold. Because people are going, yeah, I'm a Kennedy half dollar collector. I'll take those. Okay. So that seems pretty spectacular. So we're about $700 on the Kennedy halves. So it's 100, 200. Yeah, it's at least 700. Might be closer to 800.
Wow.
But the cool part of the value, and the dimes in there, they're only about, I think they average $25 a piece.
Okay.
Well, let's make it 20. So another 200 for the dimes.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's another 200 for the dimes. Okay. This is where it gets fun for me.
Okay.
Because the quarters are a big deal. Because the United States started doing the state quarters in 1999. So we're going to give you the 99, the 2000, the 2001 state quarters. Now, if you look at the silver quarters, like the 92s, they run the 92s through the 95s right in here. They run about $30 a piece. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those.
Okay.
So that's just another $200.
Yeah.
But then in 1999, if you remember the state quarters, where the United States government decided to commemorate every single state in the back in the Union on the back of the Venerable Washington quarter. This is the very first year. These are the silver 1999 quarters, okay? I'm going to give you the prices on those if you were to buy those individually, okay? The 1999 quarters, if you buy those individually, are $69 a piece.
Wow.
60 to round it to 70. So that little lens right there is $350. Okay, so now we're 700, 900, 1100 for this. Then add the 350 there. Yeah. Okay, so we're about 1500 or so. The 2000s are only $22.50 a piece. Okay, and the 2001s are a mere $47 a piece.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 350. That's 600, $700. So You can have all the Kennedy half dollars, which are about $700.
Yeah.
You can have the first 3 years of silver state quarters, about $700. Or you can have all the other coins, which are also about $700 that you have in there. Keeping in mind that the 2000 and the 2001 Sacagawea golden dollar, that's about $12, and the 2001, I think that coin's about $40 by itself. So all the other bits and pieces in here are another $100 or $150. Now, this is why you rarely, as a matter of fact, I have the Lincoln cents here, the pennies are $72. Okay, the Jefferson nickels are $40 in here. Okay, and then another $40. So the point in this is you rarely see these sets. Yeah. And the reason is I'm far better off just smashing them open and selling them individually for $2 grand instead of $699.95. Because you have to understand, these silver quarters here, I've sold thousands of those at just, I mean, we used to sell just the state quarter sets going forward. I think we used to sell those for about $1,500. Okay, there was a time not that long ago where I paid almost $699 for this set right here, for just the 1990. That was the rarest, most expensive modern issue United States government issue proof set, and still might be the most expensive regular issue or silver issue proof set the United States government has put out probably in the last 25 or since the 50s. This is the single most desirable set. Now, if you look over there in front of Tamara, you get all the original boxes as well. So these are the original boxes, original certificates of authenticity, and you get all of that stuff. The biggest problem is this. I'm down to 44. They're extraordinarily difficult to get because, once again, coin by coin. Because what happened? Well, the government didn't make many of these. Okay? Like the regular issue proof set, the United States government made, I don't know, 10 or 12 million of them. And those coins, those sets are still very valuable and desirable. They made like 800,000 of these. I would estimate 400,000 or 500,000 of them have been broken open.
Oh, yeah.
I know that we opened at least 50,000. Okay, because I sold at least 50,000 regular silver sets here. I don't think there's any doubt about that. That's before the Kennedy half dollar collectors and everybody else gets to those. Okay, that's the value of this. So once again, for $6.99, I can sell the Kennedy half dollars for $6.99. I can sell the quarters for well in excess of $6.99. I can sell the pennies for $75. The dimes are $200. So any way that you look at this, it is a spectacular value, particularly when you still get them in the original government packaging, which is extraordinarily difficult.
And if you were doing some math in your head, you calculated to well over $2 grand. I think it was 2,400 at last count when I was looking at this. Again, know that we only have fewer than 4 dozen of those total to go. Definitely stay on the phone or call us or go to hsn.com to get yours. Now, this is coming up, and this is extremely limited. This is the 2017 Proof 70, first day of issue, limited edition of 9 Gold Eagle 4-coin set. That one is coming up. We actually, in only a couple of minutes, so you don't have long to wait on that one. That's just a little sneak peek. But I wanted to share this with you as well.
I'm just...
This is...
I've never seen such a thing. I've only been doing this for 30 years. Okay, I only sold the very first one of these in 1988.
Oh,
I mean, you know,
gosh.
so I'm sorry, I didn't mean to just interrupt on you there, but
okay.
I sold the Proof American $5 Gold Eagle on HSN for almost 20 years. I've never done an edition, I don't think, smaller than 200 or 300, and I've done editions up to 2,000 and 3,000.
Okay.
I've never done an edition of 49.
That's it?
Now, we had the $50 coin, which is sold out. I did the $25 coin, which I believe is sold out. The $10 coin, we did 9 or 10 or 12 of those because the proof gold was so expensive this year. Okay. But the $5 gold at 49 in the limited edition.
Oh, goodness.
It is by far, hands down, beyond a shadow of a doubt. I'm trying to come up with more superlatives. I'm not very good at that. 49 is the most limited edition $5 gold coin that we have ever done here at HSN. First day of issue, which is exclusive to us, so you can only get this coin here. It is solid gold. It's 2017. It's solid proof. It is spectacular. It's it's ready to go. It may well sell out right here. This maybe, I've not offered this before. I sold the 50, we sold the 25, we sold the 10, we sold the 4-piece set, which I think are more or less all sold out.
Okay.
But that's what I kept looking at, is I kept looking at, did we miss a 1? Did we miss a 2? Did we miss a 3 on there?
That's it.
We traditionally, like I said, do these in several hundreds to several thousands in terms of a limited edition. But in a gold proof coin of only 49, of all of the proof gold Annex first day of issue, which I've gone back decades, this is by far the rarest edition.
Brand new.
49 worldwide edition, all available exclusively here. So amazing.
Brand new.
It's still going to give you the red presentation.
And I love that you do that as well, because something this special, something this unique, and this rare, because, you know, first day of issue, limited edition, only 49 of them, which means you're going to get a double-digit number. Which is exciting. I mean, the one you see right here is number 5.
Well, and here's the thing. With our Annex first day of issue, each coin is individually numbered. Like PCGS, NGC, all those don't do that. Okay, they'll do 1 of 49. Okay, but every coin is one of. So there will actually be 1, 2, 3, 4 from 1 to 49. Okay, is what there will be. This coin, as you can see, this is number 5. There's only 49 of these available exclusively, one time only, right here at HSN. This is quite likely to be the only airing I will ever have of this.
Absolutely.
And we've had this, the proof coins, for about a week now. We showed them in the weekend show. I think we were the very first people that ever showed them live. As you can see, these are 2017s. I've got actual live real coins. Most people don't even have these. There's people that can wait weeks or months to maybe they get them, maybe they don't. I don't know. I got them in stock. They're ready to go. Boom. All 49 of them, and now lesser than that. I've got every single solitary phone going here. We got about a minute and a half. I would suggest that's about how long it's going to take to sell the entire edition of Proof American Gold Eagles. That's just a guess, but I think that that's pretty close, because the phones are starting to build up pretty crazily. I mean, I've sold this coin many, many times in the past year, prior year coins. We've done, of course, first day of issue. It's exclusive to us here at HSN. That's the way you do it. But I've never done an edition. This is probably 3 times rarer than any other edition I've ever done of the American a $5 gold proof. I mean, and this coin's solid gold, by the way. It's not layered or plated or vermeil or any of that other stuff. This is a solid gold United States government issue coin that you see right here, that's done for $399. Now, do not confuse this with the Mint State coin. We have the Mint State coins. They have no mint. This actually has a little W or West Point mint mark right there in the stars by the 2017 that you're going to see. You can just barely see. It's just, we have a huge television.
Yeah,
see the little one in the second, ray up, all the way at the end. You see that little tiny itty bitty W.
I see it.
That designates this as the West Point Mint, which is the special proof gold American Eagle. So very important. Like I said, only 49 in the entire edition. Well on its way to complete and total sellout.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're just getting crushed.
And I know that we didn't spend a lot of time on it because we just didn't have enough. And like I said, brand new, you're the first to see it, and quite possibly the last to see it as well. So you can continue to call in even though we're going to move on. Keep this item number. It's 546-543. That's the number to get that gold coin home. But I want you to see, because we're going to stick with the gold story right now. This is the one that we were just giving you a sneak peek of. 4 coins in this set. This is the 2017 Proof 70 first day of issue limited edition of 9?
Yeah, I only have 4 left. We already sold 5. I had a brief presentation last weekend, and then on hsn.com. Like I said, $5,499. I have 4 sets left, only 9 match numbered sets. I have 4 remaining. Now, the $50 coin that you see right here, I had an individual edition of those. They're gone. I had the $25 coin right here. This is a pure ounce of gold, by the way. I had the $25 coin. I had an individual edition of that. That's gone. I may have one or two of the 10s left in an individual edition, and then I think we just sold out the 5s.
Yeah.
Okay? So the only way to get the 50 or the 25 is in the 4-coin set. I've only got 4 sets of these to go on. Now, I want you've never sold this set with me before.
No.
Hold that.
Oh my gosh.
That's solid gold. That's 33 grams of solid gold. That's right there.
There's nothing
solid
like
24 karat gold. We're down to 3 sets now. One of these already gone, okay?
These are 24 karat?
They're actually 22 karat gold, but it would melt down. It actually weighs over an ounce.
Oh my, there's nothing like
they
the
make
feel of
sure
gold.
that there is an ounce of pure gold in the coin. So since it's 22 karat gold, it actually weighs more than an ounce.
Oh my goodness.
Because it says on the back 1 ounce fine gold. What that means is in the coin there's an ounce of pure gold. Okay. But it's very difficult to make a coin in 24 karat gold, so they make it in a little less purity and make it weigh a little bit more than an ounce. Okay, is the way they do it. One of these is gone already.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I don't know. That might be the most expensive coin set you've ever sold here.
Yes, it is.
I've sold many sets for more money than this, but for you and I, this is the most expensive set you've ever sold.
And probably will be the fastest one that goes. We only have 3 of these remaining, and you're getting all 4 coins, all in gold. And all, as you can see, numbered. There were only 9 of these to begin with.
Match numbered as well. So set 22222, 3333. So they're all single-digit sets.
Oh my!
So in other words, each one individual. Once again, available exclusively from us here at HSN. You can't buy this anywhere else, anytime else, any place else. So what happens is there will be 9 sets sold. They will all be sold for this. There's 2 sets left. $5,499. So here's the great thing. You know you paid the best price. I mean, when you're buying something like this, let's compare it to what it is, a huge, big, one of those new TVs or a car or something like that. You want to make sure you got the best price. Yeah. For Annex first day of issue, you absolutely have the best price. You simply, absolutely, positively, categorically cannot pay less because this is what they're exclusive to us. This is the price everybody paid. There are 2 of the 9 sets remaining. 7 sets now sold. 7 sets now sold.
Is that something that we would see again?
No, well, it's first day of issue. Once there's only that issue.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, so 2 left. Now it's going to be a fight. Okay, 1 left. Now it's going to be a fight to the finish. Who's going to get the last one? Yeah. I wanted you to see
And how close are we to the 5s selling out, the individual 5s? That's what I want to know. We've got 2 dozen left.
Okay, about 2 dozen left of the 5s. And only 1 of the 4-piece set. Okay. Just to give you some heads up. This is coming up. This is the 2016 Proof 70 Annex First Day of Issue Limited Edition 30th Anniversary Silver Eagle. And that one, I don't think we've kind of shown you yet.
No, we're going to show them right now.
Okay, so here we go. That's
Matter of fact, I would guess this is pretty much the balance of our show.
Yeah, for sure. This is the satin finish Silver Eagle dollar coin.
Remember I was talking about this earlier?
Yeah.
We had the set ungraded, uncertified in the packaging.
Duo.
Right?
Okay.
Okay, well, I've singled out the satin finish one in this. Okay. And here's why. I think this is one of the single most significant coins that the United States government has made in the last 25 years. Might even be the last 30 years, and I'll explain why. Okay. First of all, it's satin finish. The United States government's only been doing the satin finish for basically 10 years. 2006 was the debut of the satin finish. They've been making the Silver Eagle since 1986. And what satin finish is they do a special uncirculated version of this on what they call burnished planchets and dies. So they basically make it special. And the way they designate it as being special, not only is it to a numismatist, we can tell by looking at it, but to the layman, right there, it has a W or West Point mint mark to denote that it's a special edition coin. Okay, so the regular mint state, the regular uncirculated coin, the government in 2016, I think, made 35 million of, or whatever it is. This special collector edition West Point minted satin finish or uncirculated coin, they didn't make 30 million of, or 3 million of, or 300. They made last year 100 and sold last year 168,000. Okay, making it, of all of these satin finish coins, which have been a huge hit, the government's made them since 2006. This is the rarest of all the satin finish coins. as well. So that makes it rarer and desirable. And of course, this is satin finish. It's certified SP70. It's certified perfect. And it's 30th anniversary. It actually says right on the edge of the coin. That's why. And you can see it if you look right there. It says 30th anniversary. See? See right there at the bottom of the coin, it says 30th anniversary. It says right there. And I put it on here. It's a little easier to see because of the television glare, the glare lights. 30th anniversary, edge lettered. Okay. The only edge lettered anniversary edition American Eagles are the 30th anniversaries. Now, if you go to the 10th anniversary coin, which is the very first coin they put a W or West Point mint mark on, that coin in this condition, once again, I sold that here. Last time I sold that here was $30,000. Okay, 30 grand for this coin. Now, that coin's a little rarer than this coin, but not that much. They made 30,000 of that coin. Okay. In this coin, they made 168,000, but still, the difference is $149 and 30,000. Okay?
Right.
So,
right.
A little bit come see, come saw there, right? So, and then you have the 20th anniversary coin, which was a reverse proof coin. Okay, which was a reverse proof coin that they did in a special set. This coin's actually rarer than that coin. In this condition, I sell that coin for, I think I sell it for about $1,100, $1,000, somewhere right around in there. Okay, so we have $1,000. The 25th anniversary coin, okay, which is a bit rarer than this, but not much, we sell for $1,500 in this condition, certified annex, $1,500. And then I have this coin, certified perfect, SP70, absolutely perfect, 30th anniversary, the only one of any of the anniversary coins, like I said, that have edge lettering is the 30th anniversary. And this coin, not 30,000, not 1,000, not 1,500, but 150 bucks. As you can see, we've sold several thousands of these. Customer pick 4.8 stars, guys, it looks like. Yes. I'm trying to judge how far the how much that star is available there. So it's either 4.7 or 4.8. Okay. So what you have here, and understand 4.7 or 4.8, you know, anytime we talk about a customer pick, I mean, everybody's read reviews. How many times have you read a review where somebody says it is, I don't care what it is, let's pick a hotel instead of a coin. Okay. And just say, it's the greatest place we've ever stayed. We had the best vacation we ever had, but I'll give it 4 stars. Yeah. Out of 5.
They won't go
just,
all the
there's
way.
People that just can't give that 5th star. Yeah, so when you get the 4.8, I'm going to call that pretty close to perfect. Absolutely. Okay, because there's some people that, like I said, just not going to give you the 5th star, no matter what, unless it's fundamentally changed their life. And so we had a fair number of 5 stars. So that's what you're looking at. In terms of rarity, collectability, and desirability, this coin matches all of that. So when you look at collectability, why collect a coin? People always ask, why should I collect a coin? There's a lot of boxes that you want to try to kind of tick off. You know what I'm saying? This one, this one, this one. So, intrinsic value. Ounce of pure silver. Okay. So we got some intrinsic value there. Okay. We've got popularity. The American Silver Eagle, the single most popular coin, silver coin collected in the world today. Okay. You've got desirability. Once again, same thing. Now you're looking at, let's talk about rarity. Okay. Well, in terms of satin finish American Silver Eagles, it's the rarest. Okay. Then you want to have, of course, affordability. Well, of all of the anniversary American Silver Eagles, it's the lowest price.
That's right.
Okay. So it's the most affordable. It's the most approachable. And because it is, we have our original quantities available. That's what it is. Because understand, that $30,000 coin when I originally sold it, it was like 199 bucks.
Yeah.
Okay. That 20th anniversary coin, when I originally sold that, it was like $129. Okay. Silver was a little bit less back then. Yeah. Okay. And then the 25th anniversary coin, I think we're $169, $149, $159 when I originally sold it. Yeah. They are today $30,000, $1,000, and $1,500, let's call it. Okay. But when I originally sold them, they were all right about this price.
Was there any inkling that the prices would get up to what they have?
Not that high. I always anticipate, particularly in a coin of this magnitude. So in terms of numismatic collectability and desirability, another box that we tick off, we've got 30th anniversary. There's only 4 American Eagle anniversaries, 10th anniversary, 20th, 25th, and 30th. Okay, and this is the 30th. This is the most recent iteration of the American 30th anniversary. Now, of those coins, only the 30th anniversary is edge lettered. As a matter of fact, only the 30th anniversary Eagles are edge lettered for any American Silver Eagle for any reason. Okay? So you've got that part of it as well. Then you have the rarity factor. Of the 5 anniversary American Silver Eagles, this one is the 4th rarest. Wow. I'm sorry, 3rd rarest. 3rd rarest.
Okay.
Okay. But it is the least expensive by far, okay?
Right. Yeah.
So it is the most affordable and approachable, and it still has that desirability. And the reason that is, and I bring this up again and again, is it fell through the cracks. The United States government didn't release it until the very end of the year. Had they released it in the middle of the year or the beginning of the year, it would have probably sold 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. It would be one of the most common of the SP Eagles. And here's the key. Even if it were, it would still be collectible, desirable, and one of the great coins of the last quarter of a century. Because it's 30th anniversary, it's edge-lettered, it's SP, it's a big deal. Yeah. But it wasn't. It was released at the very end of the year, and when it's released at the very end of the year like that, it creates, and that's why we jumped in. So the government, like I said, made and sold last year 168,000 of these coins. We bought somewhere between 20 and 30,000 of those coins. So somewhere between 10 and 15 or 18% of the entire mintage, okay? And I can tell you, we had them certified. Not all of them certify 70. As a matter of fact, a pretty small number of them certify 70. A frustratingly small percentage of them grade 70. So for me to be able to offer 1,000 of these coins, I had to buy thousands of coins to be able to do that.
That's very true.
Okay? I had to buy thousands of coins to be able to do that. And here's what's going to happen. I can tell you, I will sell this coin for years and years to come. I will never sell it for less than $149.
That's very true.
I can 100% guarantee you that I will be selling this for more than $149. And quite likely, the very next quantity that I have available on this will be more than $149. Like the 25th anniversary coin, okay? I did $149 on that coin, okay? And then $179, $199, $299, $399, $599, $799, $999, and that was the progression on that coin. I don't anticipate the progression on this coin being quite that fast, but it will be $149, $169, $199, you know, $249. This is a coin that will stand the test of time. Get yours now while it's still affordable and available is going to be the absolute key and crucial part of this.
Because we know that the original price will always be the best. And the fact that
that's the original price, $149.95. That's the original price.
And you've got that. And I am glad to see a lot of you are calling in to pick that up because you do recognize how special that one is. We have one more for you this morning. This is going to be very quick, okay? And this is, again, another 30th anniversary Silver Eagle dollar. Tell us
this is the proof edition.
Okay.
Now, this is the last of my first day of issue.
Okay.
See, I only had 2,600 of the SPs, which we sold out in one area. I had 5,830 of these. Okay. Which is actually a fairly rare edition. I think the 2015s, we had 7,000 or 8,000 of those, okay? I'm down to the final hundreds of these. Okay. So I have this is 30th anniversary. Look, also customer pick, this one's about 4.9 stars, okay? 4.9 stars. My original issue price, $179. I've not raised the price a nickel. Still 30th anniversary, edge lettered. Here's the key to this one. Since it's my first anniversary, you're also going to get as a bonus a grading certificate good for 2 free coin certifications that you see right here. Okay, which is what is the value on that? Looks like 21 bucks, right?
Okay.
So you have an additional $21 bonus value. With this at $14.95, you've got $35 in value in extra bonus values here that we're going to be adding in to that. So this is the other, there were 2 30th anniversaries. Remember, we sold the pair ungraded earlier. Okay, we have the proof coin, and of course the proof coin, understand this is not a bullion coin. In other words, this never has or will be sold for the silver that it contains. The government never sells it for the silver. It always commands a substantial premium in the marketplace, uncertified and ungraded. Now add in the 30th anniversary. Now add in, it's one of the rarest proof coins the United States government has done in the last 15 or even 20 years. And now add in, it's a 30th anniversary, the only 30th anniversary, the only edge-lettered proof American Silver Eagle that has or will ever be done. As we know right now, 4.9 customer stars with thousands and thousands and thousands of these sold. With the $35, you get the grading certificates for no additional cost or charge and the Red Oak presentation box. great thing to add to
Great
your
value,
collection.
too. I know that this was very quick. This one was very quick, but it's only because it's the end of our hour. Anything that you've seen that we still have, because some things that you've seen are gone, but if we still have it, go ahead and shop. There is no evening show. This is your coin collector show for the entire day. So, Mike, thank you as always.
Pleasure.
And we will see you back again in about a week or so. Okay? And again, stay on the phone for more. We're going to check in with Carrie Smith with a quick spotlight and then come back for 10 faves.
For the first time ever, for 1 week only, we're celebrating HSN's Best in Beauty. HSN.com has never before seen exclusive daily deals on brands like Lancome, Lorac, Sirius Skincare, Benefit, and more. Enjoy 4 FlexPay on all beauty brands and up to 50% off beauty products from top brands. It's a 1 week beauty bash you don't want to miss. Head over to HSN.com and